We want revolution.
Bookmark words on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check. Complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant Podcast, your new source for information regarding Mafia wars from Zynga. Pistol Pete from Stockholm.
Live long and prosper.
And tonight I have with me Mig, Chainsaw Chester, Jana, Mig, Death by Gucci, and Jennifer, the Mafia Wars Loot Lady.
So, alright, so Brazil's finally made it here, and I know I have my own personal feelings on, on this new destination, but what's everybody else thinking about it?
It's a lot different. Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about it. I'm glad I got in on the beta. That was a bonus. What they're doing is they're going back to how they screwed up New York. They did this same thing with New York, the very first tier, and then everything else they went backwards. They were on a roll again. And the thing I don't understand is, why do you change it up yet again to be like New York?
And there's a lot of new strategies you have to take on.
Yeah, it's not what I expected.
Yeah. I kind of like it. I didn't like Vegas and Italy that you had to pick a path, because I'm always like, well, what if I choose the wrong one? One would be more efficient with my statistics?
Right.
So I like that there's no decision making, and it's kind of set up like New York, where there's like 11 or 12 jobs per district. Mm-hmm. So it takes a lot longer to do it, and the energy costs are just unreal.
Oh,
Get it? I said real, because that's what the currency is called. Yeah. I didn't know that till the game came out.
I don't mind Vegas and Italy specifically because you have the paths, but most of us choose all paths anyway and complete an entire level anyway before you move on to the next one. I miss boss fights. We've struggled with some of that because of the volume of it. I'm a player that, I've got a lot of stamina, and a fast way for me to burn off stamina is to do it in those cities and those jobs, and I have no fast way to do it in Brazil.
No stamina jobs or no boss fights.
Right.
Is there a boss fight at the end? Has anybody? Nope. Have you finished it, Jen? There's nothing.
I finished it on my energy account on all levels, and nothing. Everything's a little bit different in Brazil. The achievements are pretty easy, except for fully upgrading one of your properties. A lot of players are having problems and will continue to have problems because 2 of the building items are not giftable. They're not on the free gift page, and you can only ask for 5 of them a day. And so it's going to take a long time. I just wanted to see what it was like to fully upgrade one, so I used reward points. The items actually cost 2 reward points each instead of 1, like with the other properties. But they do special things. There's 2 where you can craft items. One is a consumable and one is loot items. And there's no special abilities. And then the last 2 properties, what I like is they boost your energy and stamina. So it's like getting another boost every day. And
I like that.
You can collect on them every 8 hours. So I went ahead and upgraded my refinery, which gives you a 20% energy refill every 8 hours. And then what is also new is the Brazil crew boost type thing, where you ask someone to join your crew, you activate the bonus, and one of the bonuses is to do a double take on your property. So I had that going, and I actually got a 40% increase of my energy.
Nice.
So that, coupled with the energy pack, we're getting more opportunities to use our energy, and you can also have one of those bonuses reduce or double your mastery of a job for the next 20 jobs. So there is ways around these really steep energy costing jobs. It's just going to take a lot of players a lot of time if they don't have much energy. And then
it's going to take me a while.
Oh yeah, and I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to unlock my properties, so I've just been doing the bronze level on Brazil. As soon as you master a bronze level, you move to the next district. And so I'm not going to worry about trying to master it on Ruby, and just get my properties open. And then start using these crew bonuses. They're kind of neat. One of them is with fighting, and you can get 50 free fights where it doesn't cost you any stamina.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to get.
And then the fighting in Brazil is different because it costs 5 stamina per attack, and it's treated as if it were 5 attacks. So you get the experience for that. And then the power attack is 25 stamina. So if you want to blow through your stamina really quickly while fighting, this is the way to do it. But the problem is if you lose a fight, then you just lost 5 fights.
Not good.
So your win-loss ratio kind of, and there's no way to know, like, unless you study the stats and you're like, oh, I don't think I can beat this person, but I kind of just click randomly or let Brawler click for me.
Truth be known.
Yes. And so that's about it with Brazil. There's good and bad points to it, and hopefully they'll listen to the beta, the people that have early access, and their feedback, and we're trying to, let through the player advisory committee, let them know what's good and bad. The mastery items are different in the fact that they don't have statistics. So we're not getting like, a bronze level, you get this weapon with these stats and it increases as you progress through mastery. You get little bonuses for your character, and I do like that.
That's a nice plus. That's almost reverting back a little bit to New York. I don't like, and I don't want to be so negative because there are things I do like about it, and I'll get to those where other people talk about it too. But I don't like the navigation to get from district to district. It's a drop down and it's hidden to a certain degree. I can't just bounce from one place to another, which is something that they've kept consistent in every city they've done since the beginning with the navigation across the top for each of the areas.
Do you think that all the destinations will start coming out like this, or do you think they're just testing this?
No, I'm knowing them. I think they'll start mimicking cities from one to the next, and the thing that I wish they, in my opinion, and I'm only one person, I wish they would have kept the Vegas, Italy style of navigation, with the navigation across the top for each of the different districts, the navigation down the side so I can easily get from job to job, and then introduce the things that I do like. Take the new crew option where you have to hire your crew and you assign them to specific tasks that help you in different capacities, whether or not they're going to help you, find some precious items in the robbing, or whether or not they're going to, protect some of your properties and so on. That's a really nice, engaging feature of the game. I like that.
I kind of like the crew. I'm still not there. I'm still staring at the 2 white plus signs in the robbing.
I'm not always thrilled about the spam that's involved with getting those people, but I can live with that.
It's not that bad, yeah. It's annoying.
It's been worse.
Yeah, exactly.
What I miss as well, what I really like about Italy and Las Vegas is when you're doing your job, inside the little box, it tells you like how much more energy you have, how much more money you have.
I like that too.
It doesn't do that in Brazil, so you have to actually scroll back up to the top to look. You can always shrink the screen so you can see, but I thought that was a nice feature of Italy and Las Vegas. And then my biggest pet peeve is there's no links to get to the jobs that you need to make consumable items.
That's another big one which we've complained about in previous versions of the cities, and they added it, and then they now didn't carry it into Brazil.
But we are in beta, so I'm hoping they add it.
Yeah, that's true. Then the other one is that you can't get energy packs
while
you've done a job.
It has where you can buy it, not use it.
Right.
And I'm kind of impulsive. Like, I like to just click, and use your energy pack, sure, go. And now it's like they just want you to use reward points. But if I know I have energy packs, which I have these mini energy packs, which I don't really like. But so if you know it's available, then you have to go to your homepage to use it.
Yeah.
And the mini energy packs that some players have, it can be annoying because you'll use it. You can use all 6 at the same time, though. That's
That's what I've been doing.
And I do personally, I like the mini packs because I'm sometimes, not always, but within, 2,000 of leveling. And in the past, I'd burn, a massive energy pack and it was all gone. And then I was done. You basically tossed the whole thing out the window. Now, one of the things that came up in conversation during some pack combos, and I don't think this is any big secret, so I'm going to say it anyway, was the idea of, stamina players, fighters, have often said, what about us? What about us? What about us? What if these energy packs were a choice? You get 6 packs, and when you go to use it, you get a choice of whether or not it's a 25% stamina refill or a 25% energy refill, thus giving you the choice to decide how it plays out for your particular game style. So fighters
and that would be ideal.
Yeah, because now you get the best of both worlds. So if a fighter is deciding that they want to go finish off a city, then now they can use it to do some extra jobs, but then they can also, at the same time, if they're not and they're in the middle of a war and they need the stamina, then they can fight with it. So I think that would be a marvelous idea.
And it would be a marvelous idea to put timers on the mini packs.
Yeah, they need to do that too, because it's really hard to tell when they're due, and then it really bites sending out requests for new ones, and then you can't actually get them.
Right. Yeah, you guys need to put that on the checklist. But I don't know how many players actually have it. They said it was a small sample, randomly chosen group.
I like it. I'm cool with it.
But I find it more irritating than helpful. But I'm at the point where one big energy pack won't even level me up. So I have to use all 6 of them.
Yeah. The other thing I do like is you can revault your items.
No, you can only revault the first collection, the precious goods collection.
Oh.
I haven't even had a chance to look at that stuff yet.
And everything, it's such a waste because these collection items drop like flies when you're doing jobs. They're all over the place. Well, you can only hold 5 in your collection at a time. So if you get more after that, it won't count. The precious goods collection, none of that is giftable, and you can only get it through robbing or collecting on your properties. And in a piece will show up on day number 6 for the daily take, I believe. But those items can be stolen by other players.
Right.
And this one, you can revault it. The first vault, you get a loot item and some bonuses to your stats. And then any revault after that, it's a random bonus. I haven't even been able to vault it, so I can't really say what the random bonuses are.
Yeah, I actually, as much as I rob, I haven't even been able to keep any items.
Well, and I think they're not really dropping because not that many people have built their properties, and all we really have right now are the first property, the headquarters.
Right.
So if you go to rob, you just have 9 headquarters.
Yeah.
And that'll improve as more people build up their properties, but the problem is there's not enough building materials.
Right.
So
how big is this beta? Because it seems like everybody's in.
Yeah, it's very easy to get in. You can either if you redeemed 150 masks, you're automatically in. You can go play Cityville and get to level 10 and you're in. Or you can look for posts in the news feeds to join somebody's crew. And if by joining their crew, you have to have access into Brazil, so you're in. So if anyone really wants to be in Brazil, it's not hard to do. And most of the people we talk to are hardcore players, so we're probably all in.
Yeah, that's why I say it's everybody I know is in.
Yeah. How long they're going to say it's beta and, mess with things and try to fix them, I don't know. Yeah, and there's a couple bugs, like you can't ask for consumable items, which the option is there to do so. But when you ask, it posts your wish list. And the items, of course, aren't giftable. We'll have more to say as we play with it longer. We're trying to figure strategies out, what things do.
All right, we're going to take a commercial and we'll be right back.
Hello. Welcome to Trader No-Go's.
Hey, Trader No-Go.
How are you
today?
I have
a sweet deal for you.
Oh, everybody say they got a sweet deal. Prove it there, big boy.
Mine's great.
Okay. What you wanting?
I want a giraffe, and I have 200 Shaolin bodyguards for you.
Are you flipping out of your mind? Shaolin bodyguards? No such thing. Shaolin monk. Stupid Zynga. Make big mistake. No, and beside that, what are you, crazy? You cannot trade something that is not tradable? What kind of... What do you take me for?
I'll throw in 400 butterfly knives then.
What? 400 butterfly knives? Throw them in back dumpster. I got like 6,000 back there.
Okay, here's my final offer then. How about 501 chain vipers?
Oh, chain vipers. Oh, everybody think funny. Chain vipers. I no need no chain vipers. I tell you what, here's my deal. Cause I'm Trader No Go, I make the deals. I will sell you the giraffe, but you don't really want the giraffe anyway. Fire ant. Better. I make you fire ant offer. You pay 50 reward points. Oh, I see. Confused over the offer that I toss out on the table. How insulting. How about this? I make final offer. I offer you 2 fire ants for 50 reward points.
How about some of the swag from your bike?
No, that stuff not for sale. Well, maybe. We go back room maybe later, but let's do this deal first. And if there's no deal, no go. You out of my shop.
Well, no deal then.
See you out of my shop. Trader No Go, always open.
We're back on the Informant podcast, and we have the family life with Miggs Chainsaw Chester. Hey, it's been a busy day. Fill us in.
Oy vey. It has been huge. At least that's what she said. Sorry.
It had to happen.
Mock's going off. I do have to say thanks to everybody at Spockholm for building War Machine. You guys have turned something that I have been dreaming about for a very long time into a reality. And the feedback that everybody's been giving has just been phenomenal. When it's up and running, that is. But it does rock. Again, you and I have talked about doing a phase 2 on it and doing a couple extra things on it. But other than that, it truly is seamless. It's really easy to use. One of the things that people need to be aware of is that when you use that, you're not going to get the loyalty points.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So
because Zynga made a change.
Yeah, we're not happy. But
aren't you going to explain it, Pete? Because
Please.
Zynga made
I
a
stopped
change.
because you were talking and I didn't want to interrupt. Zynga made a change that if you attack a person directly off their profile, you do not get loyalty points. You can only get loyalty points for fighting them off the fight list.
Not cool.
What about the hit list?
I don't know.
And we don't know, and I haven't tested that yet, and we've actually even had questions about whether or not you get it off the rivals list. You may only be eligible to get victory coins from off the actual fight list itself. That's something we'll do some more research on and get a better answer on the next show. Mm-hmm. But that we did find that out as we were going through this. Some people were saying, well, I'm not getting my victory coins. And actually maybe the voice was more like, I'm not getting my victory coins. And yeah, wah.
But I tell you what, people love that War Machine.
It's beautiful. Yep. I've never had so much fun in a little mock war or any war. This is beautiful.
Yeah,
and really,
it's not little.
Big, huge. Sorry.
Ike has done a magnificent job with that. I mean, all the coding on the War Machine is on the bookmark or Spocklet for in-game was Ike. I mean, I obviously gave ideas and recommendations, and I did some of the back-end data pushing to him, but the actual interface itself that people are sort of falling in love with, I mean, it's really changed what warring will be, hopefully in the future. When you're in the game, and as you're fighting off this fight list, which is the opposite team that you're fighting, each time you perform an attack, it detects what the attack was, whether or not it was a win or a loss or an ice, and it color codes each of the players' stats so that you actually know what you did the last time you fought them, and it keeps a running tally of that information. And so quickly at a glance you can find out, well, wait a minute, I don't want to go back and attack this person again because I lost to him last time. Where this person I won against, let me see if they're alive again so that I can go in for the ice or the kill. And then while all that's happening, seamless behind the scenes is that every time you log an ice, it actually sends a notice back to the database and keeps that information too. So we've actually been able to keep track of during this whole process without anybody having to post on walls or whatever else. As long as they've been running the War Machine, we've been able to keep track of who's got the most ices per team, and it's really been
nice.
Fascinating to kind of watch.
Mm-hmm. Some people have been pink boxed and were worried that their ices wouldn't count, and so it has nothing to do with Facebook policy. It's all in the script or the program here.
Yep, and the only thing, I mean, even if you want to fight people manually, and that's one thing to mention, the mock was made and designed just like the first mock we did on Valentine's Day, that you get a manual list you can fight off if you choose to. Now, the downside of using that is that those ICEs aren't captured by the database. They're not running the war machine. We're not going to catch them. We want to do a lot more down the road. I'm working on some stuff so that I can make comparisons of who's fighting who, in the sense of, if a level 3000 is picking on level 100s.
We're going to call out the bullies.
Yeah, kind of stand up and say, hey, wait a minute.
I love it. I love all the colors. It's beautiful. I love green.
Yeah, that's why I want to use it, is because of the
No, I really do like seeing that I iced that person. The only problem I've had is occasionally I've hit someone that was stronger than me, but I only had to hit them once, and I got the red ice. And so I've gone back and hit them again, and then realized, oh, I can't really beat you. So that's the only. And that's maybe like 2 people in my whole list. So this rocks.
Yeah. So we had some issues early on when the mock started. First of all, because of the way Facebook has changed groups and things like that, we were fumbling and trying to figure out how the heck to get that inbox message sent out to everybody, because they decided to bury it down in some marketing piece within the group page. But we found that. We're able to get that off. People are still trying to figure out, how do I use this link? And as Pete explained, it's just simple. The easiest thing is just jump into Mafia Wars and copy and paste the code into the URL that says facebook.mafiawars.com. Paste it there and let it unframe you, and then go in and paste it again, and then it'll open it up for you. It's that simple. That's all you've got to do, and then it'll work.
Very user-friendly.
Yeah, Mike and Jen, I think maybe just mainly Mike, actually wrote the tutorials on how to use these. So the War Machine tutorial is over on the Mafia Wars Lady page. If you go to the Informant podcast page, you'll see our the post that I made that has, here are your steps. Register, use this link and register. Again, we have a manual process for everything. So if you're like, I really don't want to use the War Machine, I'm worried about things, don't use it. Go ahead and use the list that we've created. Those things are fine. There's no scripting or anything like that on those, so you don't have to worry about that. But these things are easy. But yeah, people were wondering how to actually register. What do I do after that? And since what's great about this one is that others that were in the other mocks, they were saying, hey, this is what's going to happen for you. So they were actually answering other people. So thank you to all those who are out there answering questions on the boards and things like that. That's awesome. We appreciate that. It saves us a lot of time, because literally we're a 4-man crew. Me, I just manage all these people. That's what I do. I'm like Face in the A-Team. I just look good. but Pete and the rest of the guys at Stockholm, they do an awesome job coding everything. And then my right and left arm are going to be Jana and Mike. These two have helped me out in a pinch when I said, I need you to post this. They're able to post something. They've gone in, and they're the ones who are helping get you guys on the right teams, helping you with registrations, listening to your issues, jumping into the Skype rooms all day long. I'm not exaggerating. These people have spent their time with you, and they've been helping you out and talking to you, and every once in a while they'll go over and get an ice or something like that, but for the most part we don't get to play. We get to do a hit here, a hit there, but we're really going through the Skype rooms, adding people to Skype rooms, taking people off the list when they're done playing, things like that. Those are the things that they're doing. And these two, Mike and Jana, these mocks would not go on without them. I think I've taken up way more time than everybody wants to do, but I did want to jump into some rants.
Good.
We've got something from India, and I wasn't able to listen to it all, but Google decided to translate this for us. And this is what Google says. Google says that the voice rant that you left says, so that's doing India, soda, and really enjoyed it. Thanks a lot from and the Greek lunch at. Looking forward to your mom war. Bye. Take care.
Well, that made sense.
That's what Google does to your rants. Because what Google Voice does is it'll actually type out what it thinks that you said instead of what you really said. But that's funny as heck. And so whoever sent that in to us, that was just funny. I wanted to share that with you. Tom sent something as we were talking about Brazil. Tom's rant says Brazil is a joke in Mafia Wars. I have 3,000 energy and 3,000 stamina, and I can't do Nerton.
Nerton?
They're Nerton. They are making it hard for the small person because he's getting asked to help a lot more, and he's having problems himself. He says, can you guys go out and talk about this because it's killing him? So he says he listens to the podcast, and he appreciates it, and wants us to tell Zynga to fix Brazil, fix the way energy is used in Brazil. All he's got to say is he's lost. That's a common feeling right now, is that everybody's trying to get used to it, trying to figure it out. Jeanette basically wants me to stop my bitching.
Oh.
And all she hears is me complaining about this, complaining about that. And she says, stop my whining. And
just be lucky he doesn't have your number.
Yeah. So she's got to actually listen to the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do get very passionate. I get irritated when things happen, and I hear that there's a new pop-up that's coming up. And if it does, Jeanette, I will say ears, and then you just fast forward about 10 seconds, okay? And
That'll be your cue.
So, Jeanette, thanks for the rant. We appreciate it. I will stop complaining so much. I think that the last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to say thanks for everybody that was going into the mock war post that I had asking for names. We did choose 2 names. 2 people actually came up with the Kilkenny Killers. So both of you are going to do it. One of you actually did it in a rant to us on the tip email. Come back. I can't remember your name, but if I see your name again and you pop up and you send the original message to me, then I will send you a lotto set.
Oh, I'd like to give a shout out to my parents. They're visiting from Texas, and we're going to go to Disneyland tomorrow. So I'll be offline for a couple days.
Oh, okay.
And I doubt they'll listen to this show, but they're waiting for me while I taped it, so I appreciate that.
That is very
that's
cool
nice
of them. Yes, because you always have good information on all this stuff, so we appreciate it.
I'm going to give a shout out.
All right.
Team Stockholm, Jana, Mike, you guys are the greatest. I appreciate it. Can't do the show without you, and I can't do anything else. Not even Pete without you guys. No, but the mocks wouldn't go on without you, and you guys spend countless hours doing this. Pete, to the wee hours of the morning. I appreciate that, what you, Ike, and Martin are doing. And then again, Jen and Mike, thanks. I really do appreciate it, and I know that the Mafia Wars community appreciates it. So, other than that, I just want to say to the Kilkenny Killers, thank you. Appreciate it. And then my Miglets. I love my Miglets. Keep fighting on, boys. How about you, Jana?
Well, I'm going to sound pretty repetitive, but to Team Stockholm for sure. This has been an awesome war. I was loving this. And I know you guys put in a ton of hard work, and everybody that helped test it, and everybody at the Informant podcast. You all rock, and I think of you as all great friends. So I'm just having a blast here. And thank you, Mike Nestor, for sure. Your Team Informant podcast as well, but just wanted to shout you out.
Shout you out?
Yep.
Kind of like a stain in my drawers?
It needs to happen.
That's
Pete?
right. Pete, what do you got? Spocktonian?
I want to give a shout out to the PAC team. We've taken a lot of heat. Those of us that have been a part of PAC, and there's several people that have done a really great job of stepping up and coordinating us and moving things forward and keeping things on track. And there's been some magnificent discussions in the wee hours of the night on Skype between PAC members about different things, and it's really great to hear the different perspectives on the game. You guys took care of the Spocktonians for me, and the Martin and Ike have just, great 2 guys that just work really hard to bring great tools to the community to make life better. So,
and people really appreciate it. A lot of good
Absolutely.
feedback today. Yep, that's where Zynga misses out.
That's right. Well, I think that's a wrap, kids.
Yep.
We've wasted enough of these poor people's time.
I wanna cross, get 'em crying. rush to the